Welcome into Today in the NA, everybody. Vinny Paracelli here. Glad you could join us for a jam-packed show. We've had an incredibly busy week in the NAHL. 2 new teams were announced last week. The players of the month for February have been named, and let's not forget about the push for the playoffs. The NAHL prides itself on getting kids to NCAA programs. Let's honor the latest to earn those coveted commitments. Janesville Jets defenseman Sean Driscoll has announced his commitment to Boston University. The Wisconsin native has 3 goals and 24 points this season. That leads all Janesville Blue Liners. In 96 career games in the NAHL, Driscoll has 29 points. He was on the Midwest Division team at Top Prospects last month. Carter Dwyer of the Johnstown Tomahawks has committed to Bentley University. The defenseman from Exton, Pennsylvania, has 3 goals and 9 points on the season. In 70 career games, he has 18 points. Janesville forward Brendan Olson will be taking his talents to Minnesota State Mankato. The Eau Claire, Wisconsin native has 8 goals and 20 points in 23 games. Olson was also a member of the Midwest Division team at Top Prospects just a few weeks ago in Attleboro. John Sladek of the Aberdeen Wings will be playing his college hockey at Miami University. From Novi, Michigan, Sladek is second on the Wings in points with 50. His 17 goals are good for 4th on the club. This is Sladek's second season in the NAHL, and in 103 career games, he's logged 36 goals and 89 points. He was a member of the Central Division team at Top Prospects. Wilkes-Barre Scranton Knights defenseman Joey Verkerke has committed to Amherst College, a 3-year veteran with the club. Verkerke has a goal and 5 points in 47 games this season. He has 20 career points with the Knights. Earlier in the week, the NAHL announced the Players of the Month for February, and once again, it's Logan Genuine as the Bauer Forward of the Month. The Amarillo Bull led all forwards in points with 18, tallying 9 goals and 9 assists. For the season, Genuine leads the NAHL in goals and points with 47 and 85 respectively. His 47 goals are just 8 shy of the NAHL single-season record of 55 set by Pete Mahalik back in the 92-93 season. It's been a pretty good week for Carter Dwyer. Yesterday he announced his commitment, and the day before he was named the Bauer Defenseman of the Month. He had 7 points, 2 goals, and 5 assists in 8 games to go with a +7 rating. He had at least 1 point in 6 of his 8 games. John Roberts has been a wall for the Bismarck Bobcats in goal, as he is the Vaughn Goaltender of the Month. Roberts compiled a record of 6-1-1 over 8 February games. He posted a goals against average of .185 and a .937 save percentage. He also had 2 shutouts in February, which puts him into a tie for the league lead with 5. Last week, the NAHL made headlines and announced the addition of 2 new franchises, the Maine Nordiques and the New Mexico Ice Wolves. This will bring the league up to 26 teams, with the East and South divisions now having 7 teams respectively. Talked to Commissioner Frankenfeld about the expansion.
It's been a great week here in the North American Hockey League. We take expansion very seriously. We've been very comfortable at 24 teams for a very long period of time. So the very first thing we have to consider when we are expanding is making sure we have the right ownership group, we have the right market, it fits into the footprint, the player pool's in a good spot that we can responsibly expand and make sure that we can continue to provide as many young guys the opportunity to play in our league and make it to the Division I level. In these particular cases, Stan Hubbard, very experienced guy in hockey, very experienced guy in business. He's going to be a solid owner in New Mexico, being someone that's been in hockey before in the United States Hockey League many years ago, being in the broadcasting and marketing field. He's going to bring a lot to the table and really do a lot of great things for not only the North American Hockey League, but also the youth hockey and everything about it in New Mexico. Switch on over to Lewiston, Maine. Great building up there. Sits right above the New England and Boston area. Great little junior town. Dr. Daryl Antonacci's got a great program there with the Mark Howe, NHL Hall of Famer, his son Nolan running it hockey-wise, bringing together a great building, a great market, and a great hockey development product. Going to be very great additions for the North American Hockey League.
The full interview can be found on our website and the NAHL YouTube page. We've got some highlights from last night to get to. First up, we've got the Rebels visiting the Tomahawks. Rebels up 2-1 in the closing minute, but it's Carson Briere lighting the lamp, and we are heading to overtime. Just 16 seconds in, that lethal Johnstown power play gets a fortunate bounce, and the Tomahawks get the win 3-2 in overtime. They are your East Division regular season champions. We also had a battle in Minot last night between the Bobcats and the Minotaurs. We'll pick this one up in the third. Bismarck up 1, not anymore. Andrew Kangas ties things up, and we are going to need a shootout to decide this one. 5th round of the skills competition, Ryan Taylor, post and out. Take another look, beats Grabco clean, but gets all iron. And now if you're a Bismarck fan, you know what's happening next. Yep, Diedrich Hembrandt scores. Minot gets the extra point. Toros take this one. 2-1, your final. Coming up this week, the battle for first place in the Midwest is upon us. The Minnesota Magicians are clinging on to a 2-point lead in the Midwest Division over Fairbanks, but the Ice Dogs will have 2 cracks at them on home ice as they look to take control in that division. The Magicians will look to be better than the last time these two teams met up, as Minnesota was shut out twice on home ice. Technically, the playoffs start in April, but they actually start this weekend for the Topeka Pilots. They are 6 points out of a playoff spot behind Corpus Christi, and they welcome the Ice Rays to their barn for a 2-game series. Needless to say, these are must-win games for the Pilots. So like we said at the top of the show, a lot of things going down in the NAHL as of late. We can't wait to welcome Maine and New Mexico to the league, but for now, we've got 24 teams trying to get into the playoffs for a shot at the Robertson Cup. 23 games over the next 2 days. Follow all the action online at NAHL.com or on our social media channels. Thanks for tuning in this week as we inch closer to the postseason. I'm Vinny Paracelli. We'll see you next week on Today in the NA.